Hi everyone. I know it's been a while since I've done a video, and I apologize. But I just got back on Sunday from my second conference for the National Stuttering Association. This year was in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. And I just wanted to talk about it a little bit, like maybe compare the two from my first conference to this conference. My first conference, I was scared out of my mind, didn't want to go. I wanted to go home. I didn't want to be there. Like, there was all these people who stutter, and I didn't know how to listen to people who stutter, and I had so much to learn and gain from that. And I was advised last year to just attend the first timers workshop, and it'll change my mind, and that it did. So I attended the first timers workshop last year, and it changed my entire life. And I stayed for the conference. Granted, I did have a anxiety attack at one point because my speech got really difficult at the conference last year. And I was fortunate enough for the conference to be in Chicago, so I was able to remove myself from the conference just for like a couple hours, and then I came back. So then we fast forward like through this last year, and I've totally grown as a person. I've done a couple podcasts. I have a YouTube channel. I was on the radio to promote and educate and advocate for people who stutter and people who don't stutter, like listeners, like how to listen to us being people, but like people who stutter. So all of a sudden, pardon me, it was like May, and the conference is in July, and we're all getting so excited. I miss my family so much. And mind you, prior to the conference last year, I never really talked to people who stutter. But from last conference to this conference, not a day goes by that I don't talk to another person who stutters, whether it's texting, phone calls, video chat, or things like that. So the conference is coming in July, right? It's about May now, and I get asked to share my story at the first timers workshop, and I was like, sure, I'll share my story. Well, the story being like how far I've come in the last year. I've grown a lot. I'm very proud of myself. Well, conference time comes, so excited, hop on a plane from Chicago to Fort Lauderdale, see my family. It's great. We're having a great time. And then the day comes for me to speak. And let's just preface this that the hotel had an issue with power that day, and we didn't have any air conditioning. So my first time to public speak in 20 years is in like 110 degree temperature in that room. But I did it, and I was so proud of myself that I did it. I went up there and I spoke, and I told the first timers, what you're feeling right now, I feel it with you. I felt it when I was at the conference. Just roll with your emotions. You're going to feel all type of emotions. You're going to laugh, you're going to cry, you're going to be overwhelmed, you're going to be all of these things. But just trust in the process. Trust in the process that you're going to leave here feeling amazing. And I shared with them that I finally found out who I'm supposed to be and why I'm here. I was made this way to help other people who stutter, whether it be children, teens, families. I met this mom of a boy who stutters, and I immediately fell in love with her. He was a little pistol, but like it was great. I had the awesome honor of meeting a first timer as he walked in the door with his mom, and he was struggling. He was struggling to say his name, and just poor eye contact, and his head was down, and he met a lot of us at the door, and I don't think he's ever met another person who stuttered, and it's very emotional. And we all started crying because that's what we're here for. We're your family, And by the next day, he was out and about on his own he made new friends, and he was confident in saying his name and maintaining eye contact. Yeah, and so then I was so very proud of him, and I let him know that I was super duper proud of him. So then there's this thing called like the stutter slam or poetry slam, and again was asked to or told to to read something, right? And in January I had written a letter to my stutter, and it was quite deep. So I said, what the heck, let's read this. Mind you, when I spoke at the first timers workshop, I was not really that nervous at all. But this time I was nervous about what I was doing, because they threw your name in a hat and then they would draw your name, and there's like drum roll, da da da, and I was like anxiety, and there was a very well-known named person in the stuttering community sitting right next to me. And she was like, I'm getting nervous. If she's getting nervous, who's been in the game for 30 years, of course I'm going to get nervous. So they draw my name. I go up there and I rocked it. I was nervous as all can be, but I rocked it. And I did it. And I'm not scared anymore. I'm not scared to say I'm a person who stutters. I finally found who I'm supposed to be and why I am here. And I had 3 people come up to me at the conference that I've never met in my life, and they read my name badge and said, "Oh, you're Dana. I'm so excited to meet you in person, because I saw your YouTube video, or I listened to your podcast, or I saw your radio interview, and I just want to say thank you, and what an inspiration you've been." To have that happen to me, like, that doesn't happen to me. I'm just Dana, right? Like, that's all I'm here. I'm just Dana, like Dana. But to help one person, that's all I wanted to do, was help one, and to know that I've helped more than one makes my heart grow and feel warm inside. And I am blessed to be part of the National Stuttering Association. I am blessed to have some of the most amazing people in my life. I can't even list names, because I don't ever want to leave anybody out. But you know who you are in my life, and I love you all very, very, very much. And I've met some amazing new people that I will now have in my life, just to add to this group of family. It's amazing, and I challenge you who are scared to attend your first conference. Please do. Just try it once, and I guarantee you will want to go back. It was so sad. It's sad to leave your family. Like, I miss my family. I feel like a part of me is missing or empty. It's so hard to explain, and I know my other family members know what I'm talking about, because it's like a part of us is gone. So this is why I do these videos, so we can all stay connected and inspire, and just be there for each other. This is a hard world that we're living in, but if we just do things like this and just educate and advocate for people who stutter, it's going to be easier for everybody. Thank you for listening. I had a great experience at this second conference of mine, and I can't wait for the third. And I think one of the most memorable things that I said in a conversation to Tom Sharstein was, I finally found who I'm supposed to be, and that's the truth. And I'm so grateful for my family and the NSA. Thanks, and I'll be posting again soon.